Hi, how are you? Um, so today let's continue with management accounting. I want to explain cost codes. Cost codes. Okay. So this will follow after the classification of costs that we've been talking about. You need to develop a coding system. After you've classified your costs. Okay. So a coding system is basically just the codes that you choose to come up with as a company, which will help in the data processing instead of you using descriptions and the likes. Okay, so the advantages of a coding system. Advantages of a coding system. Give my spellings. Okay. Advantages of a coding system. We are saying number one, codes are brief. Okay, they are brief, therefore saving clerical time. And storage space if you are using a computerized system. Okay, you're going to save storage space, and then it's going to save you with the clerical time if you are using the manual system. Okay, that's the advantage, number one. Then number two, codes will help. Codes are more precise. Therefore reducing the risk of making mistakes or ambiguity. Okay, so number three, the saying codes facilitate data processing. Okay, it's more easier to work with codes even in the computerized system. Okay, so those are the advantages why you need to develop a coding system. Basically, there are no restrictions. It depends. It's up to you as a company how you choose to make your coding system to be like. Okay, how to build a coding system. Or things to consider. Okay, you consider number one, the nature of course. First of all, costs, which happens to be the materials, labor, and whatever that we talked about. Materials, labor, or overheads. Okay, that's the nature. So that's the first point. You need to consider what nature are the costs that you're trying to build a coding system for. Then number two, the type of cost. Is it a direct or indirect cost? Okay. Then number three, we are going to have the cost center. The cost center where the cost is being allocated or the cost units to be charged. This is known as objective classification. Okay. Objective classification, and then this one, the nature is called subjective classification. Subjective classification, where you give the subject of your code. What is the code all about? Then number four here, you're going to have the department where you are allocating this same cost code. Okay, this is an example that I've done. So let's say the nature of costs. You have materials, raw materials, timber, and these are the codes. And then the type of cost and the codes here, and then the cost center and the codes, and the department and the codes. And then you have you've made up a code like this, an item of expenditure. This is an item of expenditure that you have made, meaning this item of expenditure was made on the two materials, and this was raw material 211. So the first part describes the nature of the cost and then the type. Okay, then three is a direct cost. So this was spent on the direct cost, and then it went to the cost center factory 9. And then the 2 is which department, which is the assembly department. So the alignment of codes may be made differently by different people from different companies, preferably like how they with the transactions and things that they dealing with. Basically, there's no restrictions in terms of the structure. The company may set these codes preferably according to how they feel. So that's an example I had. Is simple, and just to demonstrate how codes are made. The length is basically up to the company and the classifications that you have about your course. Okay, I hope you've gotten something on this example. Thank you so much.